Stop what you're doing and look around you. How many things in your field of vision are made of plastic? As I write this, I can spot my water bottle, my container of vitamins, a couple of pens, and the list goes on. Plastic has proliferated every aspect of our existence. It's become as ubiquitous as breathing. But plastic didn't always rule the roost as the go-to material for pretty much everything. It all started with a seemingly harmless billiard ball and a herd of elephants. On the outside, it looks to be an arbitrary pairing, but stay with me. In the 17th century, billiard balls were made exclusively from ivory, a smooth, creamy white material commonly derived from elephant tusks. Elephant ivory provided the perfect foundation for an excellent game of billiards. The smoothness of ivory was unmatched in its ability to make the ball roll across the pool table during play. The thing is, in the 19th century, the elephant population started to decline due to excessive hunting. So humans did the responsible thing and stopped playing pool. Just kidding, we're not the type to turn away from life's simple pleasures, so instead we found a replacement in the form of a synthetic material. This solution was the very first form of plastic, created in 1863. Soon thereafter, it was discovered that plastic was a material that held incredible properties. You could mold it in any way, shape, or form, and better yet, it was cheap. Because of plastic, people who couldn't afford life's luxuries could now buy cheap replicas of these niceties. Life in plastic is fantastic, right? Wrong. Although plastic was widely hailed as a good thing and revolutionized so many industries including packaging, manufacturing, and consumer goods, people came to realize that plastic was not all sunshine and rainbows. Take a look at the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, for example. It's also known as the Pacific Trash Vortex, and yes, it's exactly what it sounds like. Just envision it, an island of trash floating along from the west coast of North America all the way to Japan. Plastic is non-biodegradable, which technically means that it cannot be broken down by natural organisms, therefore causing pollution. The advent of paper straws in restaurants is starting to make more sense now, isn't it? There is a caveat to this, but no spoilers. Yet most of the debris that's wafting in the North Pacific Ocean isn't in the form of plastic straws or styrofoam cups. This plastic is much, much smaller than that, fittingly dubbed microplastics, a term I'm sure most of you are familiar with. The soupy concoction of microplastics in the trash vortex isn't the only place these things are found in, though. But I'm getting ahead of myself here. Let's start at the very beginning. First, let's delve into what microplastics actually are. I'm no expert, so I brought in someone who is.
Microplastics are results of huge waste generation of plastic around the world, and they are resulted from the breakdown of the big plastic waste like plastic bottles, plastic bags.
Mr. Maklas Al Marshoudi is a lecturer at the University of Technology and Applied Sciences in Oman. He has recently won the 10th National Research Awards for his contributions in the environmental and biological resources category.
Break down to very small, tiny pieces. These pieces can be then leaked to the environment, and the organisms, the biota, animals and plants get exposed to these microplastics, and they may cause adverse health effects.
The minuscule size of these plastics, which are about 5 millimeters in length, or just about the size of a pencil eraser, means that they're more well-traveled than I am, and probably even more than you too. They haven't just been found in oceans, but they've also turned up in places like your cup of tea, your laundry basket, and even on Mount Everest. But that's not even the highest place they've been located, because recent research suggests that these teeny tiny particles have left solid ground and are now in clouds, affecting cloud formations and in turn, the weather patterns. If you're wondering how they even got to explore the ocean in the first place, you're not alone.
Well, there are several routes, some major routes and some minor routes. The major routes basically are the wastewater treatment plants. Now, when people get used to dump plastic in the sink, for example, or even from the washing machine, when these clothes that are full of polyester, for example, or other type of plastic polymers get washed, they emit millions and hundreds of plastics. These plastics end up in the environment.
Although microplastics have been a hot topic of discussion recently due to their detrimental effects on the planet, they aren't the only pollutants that have made a home in our oceans. Some of the other pollutants present are naturally occurring, unlike microplastics, which are man-made. One such pollutant comes in the form of cadmium, a shimmering, bluish-silvery metal akin to something one might find in a treasure chest. It's an organic element found in the Earth's crust. Although beautiful, you should always remember that looks can be deceiving. Cadmium is highly toxic and can cause a lot of harm to living organisms, even in small amounts. This includes kidney damage, respiratory problems, and in some cases, death. Yet research is very scarce regarding the effects of cadmium when it combines with other pollutants, like microplastics. And this is where Mr. Maklas' study comes in.
Basically, our study was to understand the mechanism in which microplastic can interact with other pollutants in the water. We know that in the real environment, like lakes, in the sea, or other media or environmental matrix, there is no single pollutant there. There is a mixture of pollutants. These pollutants can interact with each other and cause different type of toxicity or impact. We studied the interaction between cadmium and microplastics, and we saw that each single pollutant, when zebrafish get exposed to single pollutants, there was different effects.
If you're thinking, why should we care about zebrafish? Allow me to answer your question. Although zebrafish are relatively cute, their googly eyes and black and white stripes would make them a superb addition to your home aquarium. That's not all they're good for. Zebrafish are model specimens, meaning that they share a large chunk of their DNA with humans. In other words, studying the effects of microplastics and cadmium on zebrafish gives scientists an idea of what these toxins might do to humans, and it's not looking good.
The negative effect was first in the accumulation of cadmium. Microplastic acts as vector for cadmium. It accelerates its transfer to the fish body, and this affects in a new nervous system of the fish. We had a neurotoxin effect of cadmium more when we combine it with microplastic. We saw that fish behavior was altered severely, and also we saw in the histopathological analysis that microplastic and cadmium had a severe defect on the fish kidney, fish liver, and also the gills.
On a more positive note, technological advancements and emerging research are making leaps and bounds when it comes to environmental protection and cleaning up the plasticky mess that we humans made. From AI models that can detect microplastics to literal water filters that can remove up to 99.9% of microplastics from wastewater, innovators and scientists are working twice as hard to come up with sustainable solutions. One of these innovators is a brilliant Omani woman, Sumaya Siabi, who pioneered an environmentally friendly solution that can eliminate and dispose of microplastics, earning her the top spot in the Stars of Science program back in 2022. Naturally, my curiosity got the best of me, so I asked her to come in and talk to us about her marvelous solution to plastic pollution.
I was invented a product called Ecosphere, which is a product built around novel lab-validated process to degrade and biodegrade microplastic exists in aquatic bodies like lakes, oceans, and also rivers. It can degrade microplastic and convert it to final product, which is CO2 and water. This process actually is not easy, and the competing product to this is not the same because they are using only filtration system. So my product is to degrade and get rid of microplastic and convert it to CO2 and water as a final product.
You might be thinking, Sarah, didn't you just say that plastics are non-biodegradable? Well, yes, I did. And that is true to a certain extent. Plastics are biodegradable in the natural environment, but it can take up to 500 years for them to break down. With a little help from our friend Ecosphere, the process is way faster. Ecosphere therefore effectively cleans up our oceans. Sumaya hasn't yet implemented her device, but she hopes to do so in the near future. The Stars of Science program did, however, give her all the necessary tools to turn her vision into reality.
Stars of Science is a reality TV show program, and it initiated by Qatar Foundation. This program aims to promote innovation and entrepreneurship in Arab world, and it focusing on promoting some kind of innovation from Arab inventors, providing them with mentorship and resources and platform to develop their ideas into tangible product.
But the mentorship cycle didn't stop after Sumaya left the Stars of Science program, because she aims to foster this innovative spirit and love for science in the next generation too.
Actually, after participating, in this competition, I was starting mentorship programs in universities in Oman, some universities, and even in schools. They call me every time to come and do some programs for our students in order to inspire them. So actually that make me happy, and I want to transfer the knowledge. In addition to that, I want to give them some advices to work very hard in the field of science and other fields. Moreover, I was working also in judging some competitions in universities. One of them was last week, and after each competition, I received several messages from students. They said that you inspired us, and your addition in this competition was great. Every time when I faced students, I feel so happy, because I feel that I gave them some messages, direct or indirect messages.
It seems that there's still some hope left in the world, and perhaps we can play a part in this by consuming less single-use plastic and opting for more sustainable methods of living. This was Sara Lawati on 90.4 Aman FM.